Then the tabernacle itself. So yeah, it's a lot of symbolism and it's very deep, but welcome to the Bible, okay? So these four coverings over this symbolic reconciliation taking place within, the coverings represent the salvation that a saved sinner receives through Jesus Christ. It's a representation. It's going to be explained as the Old Testament goes on. This is just setting the pattern here. But then it begins to get explained and you realize what the fine linen means. You realize what the goat skin means. You realize what the ram skin dyed red means in this outward covering. And then it's fully developed in the New Testament because the apostles use much of their vocabulary from these passages. The fine linen on the inside is because it's speaking of salvation. It speaks of the inner righteousness. And as you go through the Bible, you see fine linen. Somebody who is clothed in fine linen is said to be clothed in righteousness. That is what that first covering is. It's an inner righteousness of somebody who has been saved. The goat's hair. You get into the book of Leviticus, which we will get into. And, it's an interesting book. We're going to look at how they totally disembowel animals, and you're going to have a great Bible study on Wednesday nights, man. Goats are the sacrifice for sin. They're their animal. They represent the sin offering. So you have an inner righteousness. You have covered with this sin offering. And then the ram skin dyed red. It's an asham offering. It's what the New Testament calls a propitiation. It represents the sacrificial atonement of Jesus Christ. It's what that sacrifice will be representing when we get into the book of Revelation. So you have an inner righteousness with a sin sacrifice, an atonement over that, and then this covering, it says a badger skins, which is an interesting word because it's not like we know a badger. It's a Hebrew word, tachash. It speaks of some sort of waterproof animal hide. Most scholars believe it is seal skins. That it provides an outer covering for all of this once everything else is in place. So an inner righteousness covered by a sin offering, by the goat's hair, blood atonement offering over that, the ram skin dyed red, and then an impenetrable covering over all of it, representing God's love. It's where the New Testament writers like Peter come up with statements like love covers a multitude of sins. It's not just a quaint saying. He quotes it from Proverbs 10.